rechargeable hearing aids or non-rechargeable hearing aids? Which is best? That's the question that we're here to talk about today. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Sassy Hearing channel. My name is Sarah and I am both an audiologist and a person who lives with hearing loss and tinnitus. So when you're getting new hearing aids, whether they're your first hearing aids or you're replacing your current hearing aids, one of the decisions that you'll need to make is whether you get a hearing aid that is rechargeable or one that is non-rechargeable that takes disposable batteries. Now, most people will be able to choose between these two options, with the exception of people who are going for really tiny, small hearing aids, the invisible in the canal hearing aids or the completely in the canal hearing aids. But these hearing aids are just so small that there's no way to fit all the components in them to make them rechargeable. So if you're going for completely in the canal hearing aids or invisible in the canal hearing aids, then you'll be going for a disposable battery option. The other group that might not get a choice is if there's a particular technology that's only available in one type or the other. So sometimes, for example, a technology is only available in a rechargeable hearing aid option, and therefore that's your choice if you want that technology. However, for many hearing aids, you can choose between the two types. So how do you make that choice? Which is best? It used to be that hearing aids all came in a disposable battery option. Now, these were quite good in that you didn't have to worry about having a charger, you didn't have to worry about your charger breaking down, you just changed the battery when it got flat and off you went. However, there were some limitations to this option. The first of these is that the batteries that go in hearing aids are quite small. In order to change your battery, you need to be able to remove the old battery from the hearing aid. You also then need to be able to get the new battery out of the packet, take the sticker off it, and pop it into your hearing aid. For most people, that's not a problem. However, if you have vision or dexterity issues, then that can actually be quite a challenging task, and you may not be able to change the batteries yourself. If you've got a friend or family member who lives with you who can change the batteries, you can often get around it that way, but not everybody's able to change those batteries themselves. Another issue with disposable batteries is that if you're out and about, you really need to have batteries on you because you never quite know when a battery is going to run out. Now, I was always terrible at this. I was forever forgetting to have batteries on me when I was out and about with my hearing aid with disposable batteries. And I would hear the beeping to let me know the battery's running flat, and it would be, where can I get some batteries from? And it's usually an expensive way to buy them as well. So you do need to remember to take the batteries with you if you have disposable battery hearing aids and you're heading out for the day. Another issue with disposable battery hearing aids is that they do use the small silver batteries. The issue with button batteries is that they can be easily swallowed, and that is a safety risk. So if you're using hearing aids with disposable batteries, you need to make sure the batteries are stored somewhere where people can't get to them who might swallow them, and you need to dispose of them in a place where they can't get to them either. And this is mainly an issue if there's small children, animals, or adults with vision or cognition issues. Those are the people for whom this is a particular risk. So if we don't go for a hearing aid with a disposable battery, our other option is to go for a chargeable hearing aid. Chargeable hearing aids mean that you put them in the charger at night, it charges it up, and off you go the next day with a full charge. I find that these are quite easy to use. One of the really nice things about these is that you have your charger, you take your hearing aid out, pop it in the case, and it turns it off for you, which is actually quite a nice user-friendly thing. When you take it out of the case, you pop it on your ear and it turns on. So you don't even need to turn the hearing aid on or off. So in this particular case, this case is the charger. For other chargers, they can just be an open type style and you simply dock the hearing aids in there. Like disposable battery hearing aids, there can be some limitations with rechargeable hearing aids. The first is that you need to remember to pop it onto charge. If you don't put it in the charger at night, it won't have power the next day. I find the easiest way around that is when you take it out of your ear, put it straight in the charger. If you put it straight in the charger, you're not going to forget, and it just becomes habit. It's those occasions when you take it out, turn it off and put it down that it tends to get forgotten. So if you have a rechargeable hearing aid, get into the habit of always putting it in the charger when you take it out of your ear. The second issue with these particular types of hearing aids is that you need to have access to power. If you have a charger and nothing to plug it into because there's no power for any reason, then you'll be off the air once your hearing aid runs out of batteries. And that can be problematic. This can be a particular issue for people who like to go camping or for people who live in areas that are prone to natural disasters. So if you live in an area that's prone to cyclones, tornadoes, hurricanes, flooding, bushfires, lots of things can take the infrastructure that provides power out of action for a couple of days. And during that time, you can't charge your hearing aid. Now, there is a little bit of a way around this in that with some hearing aids, the case, that is the charger, also holds charge itself. And that means you can get 3 or 4 charges of the hearing aid off the case before you need to charge the case again. So if you're just going to be without power for a couple of days, that can get you around that particular issue. But you do need to consider what the likelihood of being without power for extended periods of time might be for you. Third issue with these is that depending on the power that you need and how you're using the hearing aid will depend how long the charge lasts between charges. Now, this is not an issue for most people. Most people will get a full day's use out of their hearing aid. Certain people in certain circumstances may not. So 99% of the time, my hearing aid will last all day off a single charge. However, if I'm up really early and not going to bed until really late for some reason, then I may need to top up the charge in the evening to make sure I've got enough to get through the day. And usually I would do that when I'm getting ready to go out at night. I'd simply pop it in its charger while I get ready, and that tops it up enough to keep it going. The cases that hold charge are also a good option here in that if you need to give it a quick top-up charge, if you've got a case that holds charge in itself and can charge the hearing aid, then you can just pop it in there for a few minutes, top it up, and off you go. And usually you can find a few minutes where you can manage without your hearing aid. So they're the pros and cons of rechargeable hearing aids. In terms of the technology, a lot of technology comes in either form. So it really comes down to your personal preference and what works for you. I've used both. I'm not very good at remembering to take disposable batteries with me. So my preference is for rechargeable. That doesn't suit everybody. So the key is to know what the pros and cons are and understand how that might work for you. Now, the good thing is that most battery issues will show up during the trial period for hearing aid. So if, for example, you didn't get a full day out of a hearing aid off a single charge, as long as you're putting it through its paces during the trial period, that will show up, and then you can talk to your hearing care professional about what your options are. I hope this helps you to understand a little bit about the pros and cons of rechargeable and non-rechargeable hearing aids. If you like the video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to the channel so that you'll see future videos. And I will see you back with our next video.